Hello, and welcome to the Straight to the Source podcast. I'm Tanya Barr.
And I'm Lucy Allen, and we're looking forward to taking you straight to the source of the people driving our food and hospitality industry forward.
This episode is proudly brought to you by the team at Seaway Logistics, local experts in global trade. Today, we're bringing together two entrepreneurs who've built lifestyle brands that people just don't buy from, they genuinely love. Oliver Allis from Yo-Chi and Eddie Stewart from Tokyo Lamington have each built cult followings in different ways. And today we're talking about the reality behind their vision and how and why collaboration can be one of the smartest decisions brands can make. Have a listen. Well, welcome, Ollie. Welcome, Eddie.
Thank you.
It's great to have you guys in the studio. We're very excited. Two of our favorite sweet treats right here together. You both have incredible lifestyle brands, experience brands. They're similar but different. Ollie with the frozen yogurt space, and Eddie, you with your pastries and Lamingtons. And what's exciting for us is to understand really the brands and you as humans and as entrepreneurs, and then also, a collaboration of your why in this collaboration that we're going to talk about a bit later. But before we get into the collaboration, Ollie, I'd like to ask you, to tell us a bit about Yo-Chi, how it came about, and your why around the brand.
Oh, a few big questions there.
Yeah.
Great to be here. First time ever on a podcast. So feeling a little nervous, but feeling good. Yo-Chi for me, do you want the story or why for me, what motivates me? Or
you know what? This is our podcast, and I think our listeners would love both. So if you don't mind, yes, we'll start with the story.
I'll try and keep it as succinct as possible. But, or I guess we go back like 7 years. I just gone on a big trip around Latin America for 12 months, finished my Bachelor of Business degree, came back home feeling a little lost, not sure what to do, wanted to start an idea. My old man calls me. He mentions Yo-Chi. I'm like, oh yeah, just ask me about it. And it was a frozen yogurt shop that was 5 minutes away from my high school, and had fond memories going there after school every day. I was unfortunately one of the brats who used to eat the yogurt in the line without paying, so that's come back to bite me pretty bad. Said good things, and then 2 weeks later, he's like, oh, there might be an opportunity where we could try and take it on together. There was the start of COVID. It was George Columbaris's company at the time, and that was sort of going through liquidation, and Yo-Chi was its only survivor. And
so where were you living?
In Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Melbourne. So in the thick
with the lockdowns.
Yep. So this is right just as COVID, the whole pandemic's about to start, and we're like, should we go into this? And then we did it, and I wasn't sure, like frozen yogurt wasn't like the thing I envisioned myself doing, but I was like, oh, how cool to do something with the old man. It was going to be my brother as well, but he had his own business that was taking off at the time. So it was just me and the old man. And we took it on, and I guess it can lead to my why, and why, even if frozen yogurt isn't my 100% passion, I guess I saw Yo-Chi as like a platform to like share positivity in the world, treat people really, really well. And then I guess we have so many copycats now, and I'm hoping that the copycats copy all those positive things we do, whether it's reusable go bowls, anti-litter stances, anti-plastic stances, all sorts of things. So,
did you always have that entrepreneurial spirit?
For sure, yeah. I think whatever was going to happen, if Yo-Chi didn't happen, I always would have at least tried to start my own business.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how it would have gone, but I definitely had that entrepreneurial spirit.
And now fast forward to today, how does it make you feel? How many stores do you have?
Oh gosh, well yeah, that was 4 venues in Melbourne. They all weren't doing too well at the time, and then now we're at 75 venues around Australia, 2 in Singapore, and then more international venues coming. So
you took on 4. What were some of the changes that you made straight away?
So for me, I'm like mostly a brand marketing guy.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was this brand had lost its relevance. When I was 15, lines out the door, it was popping off. Everyone thought it was a cool place. Fast forward like 10 years later when we were looking at it, it had lost that spark, but the foundations were always there. We always said like it was a brand with magic dust. It just sort of needed someone to just like open up the open up the chest. So yeah, we it was all about finding relevance again. For me, it was like local partnerships, partnering with local artists. Through COVID, we completely changed the tone of voice to one like doing giveaways where you could win a prize by saying how much you miss someone because of COVID, and art competitions, and like really just like being
outside the box initiatives.
Outside the box, things that never been done before. For example, we partnered with a pup bakery and made pup cakes that looked like Yo-Chis because everyone was walking their dogs. So we did like crazy stuff like that, and like we only had 4 venues in Melbourne, but we sounded like a national brand because we were making so much noise. And like that sort of culture has like continued over the years and is still here today, like always doing something different.
Well, Eddie, you both the businesses have similar approaches in terms of engaging the community, sustainability, innovation, but coming up with the name Tokyo Lamington, like that's that. How did that come about?
It was funny. Like the way it really came about is Min and I were in Japan at the time, and we just opened a cafe, our first little cafe in Japan. We were serving Aussie breakfast, avocado toast, banana bread, all those basics. We were living there for a few months. It was great fun. And then we got to that stage where we were, maybe 6 months in, we're like, what do we do next? We need to do something. That's probably me sitting in, like, getting bored already. And then we got really drunk one night and thought, look, Lamingtons are popular in the cafe. Why don't we open a Lamington shop in Japan? Look, we're about to do it. All set. COVID breaks out. So we had to drop those plans, came back to Australia, similar to you, came back to Australia. My little one was born in April 2020. Again, I was at home, baking, doing lots and lots of baking at home. A shop came up on Australia Street. Min and I looked at each other like, let's do it. Let's open the shop in Australia Street.
So who greenlighted the name?
Well, it's funny. At first, because, Tokyo Banana, you've got those. It was a bit of a piss take on that. And then it just stuck. But then we were a little bit scared at first because a lot of people thought we were scared people would think that we've just taken the name Tokyo with no roots in Tokyo, but it was actually born in Tokyo, which is a nice thing. And it's just stuck. It just rolls off the tongue. It works well. Our original concept was if we open in Korea, it would be like Korea Lamington or Seoul Lamington, for example, or Melbourne Lamington, but that didn't stick. We stuck with Tokyo Lamington, which was nice and easy.
It does flow nicely.
Oh, look, it does. And it's nice how that shop opened. We opened in the middle of COVID. I was scared as anything. I think collectively we had 20 grand to open this shop with. A lot of that was put on to the landlords and everything like that. I'd never opened a business before. Min had opened a business. He came from N2 before. We opened and it was busy. People kept coming for Lamingtons. We had a good reception. At first, we had maybe 3 Lamingtons on the menu. And we're like, oh, that's a lot of work because of me in the kitchen slaving away, baking everything because we couldn't afford staff then. It was Min and I. Min was making coffee. I was making Lamingtons, long hours. I loved it. We about probably 6 months in, we started to hire and then momentum started to grow. Then lockdowns happened. So instead of us firing all the staff, we actually hired more staff. We shut the doors and we did a takeaway only. We had lines down the street doing bread, cakes, tarts, sausage rolls, pies. And it was all that little quintessential Aussie bakery that people wanted that brought back those memories of better times.
So creating those memories takes staff, as you just mentioned, but also a culture. And it's really a mind shift, isn't it? I mean, Ola, you took over an existing business. How did you go about building that culture?
Yeah, I guess at the start it was COVID, which in hindsight, it was good for us to slow down and learn about the business before making any changes at all, really. But yeah, you slowly see what the pain points are, what the current guys are doing an amazing job at, and where the opportunity is. So I think slow and steady was really good before, putting the vision of what we think the culture should be. And for me, they didn't have really a strong marketing at that time or brand or that kind of thing. So it was an easy path for success.
Well, both Yo-Chi and Tokyo Lamington, I mean, social media is an amazing marketing tool, and you guys use it really, really effectively and well. And both, I mean, Tokyo Lamington, you have a cafe in Melbourne, Marrickville, and Newtown. And then you have, how many are they again? 70?
70 something.
Can you name them all, please?
Is it growing?
Please don't ask.
Is it growing?
Still
and is it just
growing,
on the eastern seaboard?
No, most states.
From a culture point of view, something that really stands out with Tokyo Lamington and Yo-Chi, and as you know, staff, the smiling, things that don't cost money. You can definitely tell both at Tokyo Lamington and Marrickville and Newtown and all the Yo-Chis that, they're smiling. How are you? Have you been here before? Would you like a sample? Have you joined our club? All of these little touch points. You're always introducing new flavors. I mean, how do you go about instilling that, especially as you scale?
I guess for Yo-Chi and for me, maybe two ways to answer it, probably a lot more, but we have an incredible team, an incredibly passionate team, and we don't have values, we have stuff we care about, and we've got we really drive that our whole purpose as a business is to bring more positivity. And with now I've got over 1,500 team members across Australia. I'll do sessions in each state, for example, face to face, explaining to them the wins we've got on the board from a social standpoint, explaining why we do things, explaining why it's so important to smile and be genuine and how that impacts others and then how that impacts the business. So we really do a big job of trying to explain the why to our team, which we find really, really helps in them understanding what to do.
And Eddie, you would echo that, wouldn't you?
I totally agree with that. It's hard though, because I think if you put yourself under that pressure to be able to have to build that team and do that, you don't do a good job at it. I think it just naturally comes. Look, I know myself and Min, we're pretty welcoming people. I'm always up for a chat. Whenever you come in the shop, I'm chatting to someone. I don't do much work.
No, you come and join me. I'm like, don't you have other things to do? And you're
probably. A million other things to do. But, I always make time for customers and anyone and friends and family that come in. And I think it's one thing we teach our staff on how to do that, how to be hospitable. For example, my nephew's in the shop now. He just turned 16. He's started a job. He's so shy. He's the cutest boy because, he's taller than me. He's got no idea what he's doing. He's really awkward standing around. 3 weeks in, he's just loosened up. We've got a beautiful little community in Newtown. I think 80% of the staff there are Japanese now. They've created their little Japanese community hub there. They cook the most amazing staff lunches. They sit out later after work and have drinks. And it's amazing. It's just the best culture in that shop in Newtown. I absolutely love walking in there because it's like you're part of a family.
Doesn't that blow your mind with everything going on in the world and the fast-paced, world that we live in, that you guys are actually creating these environments and these sustainable infrastructures and lifestyle and, places that you can go and feel good when you're there and feel good when you leave. You guys should be really proud.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It is a lovely feeling, especially when you walk in there and it doesn't feel like you're at work. It feels like it's your family. And I think that's the best part. When I walk into Newtown, I'm there most of the time on the weekends. And I'll be sitting there having a coffee, chatting to all the customers, and it's lovely.
And then when people stop you on the street and go, I was just at a Yo-Chi and this is the experience I had, and it's, it's a positive one.
One has a bad thing to say about Yo-Chi, which is really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's that attention to detail. And for you too, Eddie, I mean, when you look at all your beautiful Lamingtons, and that's why we are going to get into the collaboration. But, your Lamingtons, attention to detail, you're offering extra little flavors and incorporating seasonality into much of what you do. And Yo-Chi does that too, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, all the fruits of the seasons, flavors of the seasons, everything.
So what's on the menu right now, Ollie, at Yo-Chi that's like a seasonal flavor?
A good one, a Melbourne collaboration, Prana. They do an amazing chai, and we made a chai yogurt with them. So that was incredible. I love, similar to partnering with Tokyo Lamington, partnering with small Aussie businesses and showcasing them in a really creative, cool way. So, and a chai in winter is just like a warm hug. So pretty happy.
Okay, I might venture off my. I'm down in Melbourne in 2 weeks. So, is that where you said it was?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Not for long though. So.
Okay, yeah, I better get in there. And Eddie, what about you? What do you have on?
So we change every month our menu. So we keep our staples. We've got the OG, the fairy bread, and the yuzu. They always stay on the menu. Otherwise, there's going to be riots. So we're just finishing off a little collaboration with Chat Thai in Sydney. It's one of our favorite Thai restaurants, and I love the community that they've built as well. So it's like we've got our beautiful little community, and Pat, he's created that beautiful community within his business. You know, they've got multiple shops around Sydney. This is our second time collaborating with them, just because we went back for seconds, because we love those guys.
Well, you mentioned yuzu. Can you explain what yuzu is?
So yuzu is a Japanese citrus. It's kind of lemon, lime, mandarin-y, a little bit bitter, a little bit floral. You can't really replace it with anything else. Yuzu is yuzu. We import our yuzu juice from Japan just because we found...
we grow yuzus here in Australia.
They do, but we like the Japanese yuzus.
Okay.
No. Oh, look, the yuzu you grow here, it's beautiful. It's nice. It's just very expensive from what we found from the fresh fruit. And the juice that comes out of it, it's about quadruple the price. And it's about balancing that a little bit sometimes. Yeah. We found a beautiful yuzu farm. It's no word of a lie. It took us about probably 12 hours all in all to get there from Tokyo. You know, we had to fly, we had to drive, we had to get a bus and all this thing. We would go to the local communities and they wouldn't know where this suburb, where this little prefecture state was. We started importing their yuzu. It's beautiful. It's pasteurized. It's not salted. It's not sugared. There's no additives or anything else. It's all natural. And we use that in all of our shops.
And it's consistent.
It's consistent. It's the same product every time. Yep. And it's Japanese 100% grown organic yuzu, which is a beautiful product. Look, we love using local ingredients where we can, but sometimes you just can't. You just need to use that authentic ingredient.
So when you think about the metrics of it and product development and flavors and the ebb and flow of the seasons and what's going on with the weather conditions, Ollie, with the flavors of the yogurts, which frozen yogurts never change? And then how much movement do you have in terms of following seasonality?
Oh, we try and release at least 6 new yogurts a year based on the season. And then the toppings, we have a new one every month, so 12. And then we go a little bit more indulgent in winter. Everyone seems to lean towards the chocolates and the cookies in winter, and then more the fruit and granolas in summer. So we do a little bit of tweaking there. But yeah, it's always listening to the guests out there and what they're saying.
So let's talk about collaboration, shall we? We've got Tokyo Lamington, we've got Yo-Chi. Now, how are you guys marrying the two together? And how did it all start? Whose idea was it?
Where do we start? How did it all start? I've got a good story for that. Yeah, one day I was in Newtown that day. I think you sent us an email and we caught up. This was probably 3 years ago now. You came to us and said, "Look, let's make mini Lamingtons for the top of Yo-Chi." And I looked at you and I was just like, I think I was having.
You wouldn't have known what Yo-Chi is. We hadn't opened in. We had one in. We didn't even have one in Surrey, but that.
No, you didn't. No.
It was like Eddie's like this random kid just coming in asking for a collab.
Yeah. Oh, look, it was more the ask you were looking for, the mini Lamingtons. Yeah. And at that stage, we just finished MasterChef and we were pumping out Lamingtons of normal size like no tomorrow. And I think for me, and to imagine making a mini Lamington for you guys was just like, that was too hard basket at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, look, we'll talk about it later. And I think I never got back to you. I probably just ghosted you or something.
A 2-year ghost.
Yeah, it was a 2-year ghost. I'm getting good at that now. And then look, all of a sudden I messaged you earlier this year. I said, look, we've cracked the code. Yeah. We've made the micro Lamington.
Yeah, and I was like, I've been waiting for this moment, Eddie. Thanks. I had it permanent marker crossed out. This isn't going to happen. I'll move on. But no, he messaged, and it was a great day getting the mini Lamington clarification.
I remember I sent the message. Oh, he's going to ghost me back. He's going to ghost me back.
No, I was still excited. It was really cool though. Like I lived on Australia Street for a year in Sydney. I grew up in Melbourne, and I was going to Tokyo Lamington and I was at the time looking for new collaboration partners, and it just, it was like you just had the one cafe in Newtown and we just shot our shot. And then, it's good lesson to just like put it out there, let it
Plant the
simmer
seed.
and then see what happens. And now, like, we're both super excited to bring it to life.
So what does it look like? Is it the mini Lamingtons?
Yeah, so it's micro Lamingtons. They're a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter Lamington. And we literally have to hand dip each one by one.
I was going to say they sound a little bit labor intensive.
Oh, yeah. Labor intensive is an understatement. But look, it's fun. We love the whole making it, the production, the packing it. We've learned so much working with Yo-Chi's team on, the packaging, everything, every part of it. And I think it's amazing. At first, we thought it was like the task was this big, but now it's like this. It just gets bigger.
It put
and bigger.
Eddie back in the kitchen for a few months.
I've been
He's
back
been
in
on
the
the
kitchen
tools.
I've been on
I know
the tools
you
for the
brought your
past 2 months.
hairnet with you.
Yeah, I got my hairnet just in case I need to get down and dirty. Look, I'm loving it. 'Cause the great thing is it's actually put me back in the kitchen. And then other parts of the kitchen I can now see. I was like, oh, that needs fixing. Well, that needs attention. Or we need to fix this. Well, let's streamline this product. And I think it's a nice little position to be in because it's not just pushing me in there to make Lamingtons, it's pushing me there to actually help the team and fix where I can, which is nice. But the production, I think we're almost there. We have to stagger it down a bit just because, we can only do so much at a time because we've got to keep the stores stocked. We've got to keep our other wholesale accounts happy. We can't just drop everything and just do one thing and concentrate on one thing. But it is our biggest collaboration we've ever done. The sheer volume that we're producing is astronomical.
So is it going to hit all the stores, Yo-Chi stores, all at the same time?
Yeah, all of them in Australia, all at the same time. So, Eddie's hustling at the moment to get them all. And good you mentioned yuzu because we've got a yuzu flavour and then the original.
I was just going to ask,
Yeah.
Is there a bespoke flavour for Yo-Chi?
I guess the yuzu
The
one.
yuzu, yeah. That's that'll be the Yo-Chi original now. We've never done that one before, actually. So, yeah.
So what I love about this collaboration is it feels and it looks so authentic. The story and how it's evolved, and it's 2 years in the making and all of that. Have you ever had collaborations? You mentioned earlier that you both have done a lot of collaborations. Have you ever had some that just didn't feel right and you've just shut it down straight away?
There's maybe I've probably done 20 or so, like a lot, and maybe there's only 1 or 2 that I would regret. And the only reason, I won't say the name, but the only reason I would regret it is because maybe the value's not super aligned. We love partnering with smaller businesses because we feel like it's great for them, it's great for us, and we all get a win out of it. But sometimes someone's got the wrong mindset going in terms of pure profit or pure just taking what we've got and using it for their audience, and it feels quite off. But most of them are just amazing and really good experiences.
No, I totally agree. Look, we've done a lot of collaborations, but the smaller, the ones where you value, you have the same values in line, I think that makes a big difference. Yeah. We've worked with big corporate companies and, they do X amount of this beautiful brands and that. But they're the hardest ones to work with because they don't value your brand. They are in it for the money. And I find that's not what makes a great collaboration.
Sure.
A great collaboration is 2 brands working together, same values and same end game.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we work so well together. We have a great customer base. We've got the same values on packaging. Like these boxes here, these are all made in Australia. They're made from recycled cardboard and you can recycle them. Like most bakeries just use the standard white little cup tray, which you can't recycle. It's got to go in the bin. So we've actually put extra time to that. We don't use plastic in the shops or anything like you guys. And I think that's a lovely thing to be proud of. These boxes are a pain. Our staff hate them because they've got to fold them. But I was like, yes, but this is a beautiful box. There's no tape. There's nothing on there. It's recyclable. And our customers reuse them. Like it's amazing. I've actually had a gift from someone and they've reused our packaging to put a little gift in it for me, which is beautiful. And I think that's what makes sense when these collaborations happen, where you just align so well.
You would have been a happy Lamington daddy at that point.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it was actually a little Lamington keychain that someone made. And it was the most beautiful little gift. I love that. It's just, you know what? It just makes your day so much easier. And when those little times happen, you've done something right.
For sure.
And I think it's such a good feeling on the inside.
Well, speaking of packaging, which obviously, as you mentioned, Eddie, is such a big part of business, isn't it? And we're all, limiting the packaging and sustainability should be front of mind of every single human that's out in the world. And when I look at this, Ollie, you've created this keep bowl.
Yeah.
Kind of like a keep cup, but a keep bowl.
It is.
Can you explain how that works? And then also with this collaboration, what I'd like to do is one of the Lamingtons, the mini, is going to be the OG?
One's going to be OG, yes.
Like
one
this
will be.
one?
Yep.
Think
And
about
then-
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and think about that Lamington.
How
So-
cute is that?
Mhm.
So where did this idea come from and how does it work?
So basically, we worked with Keep Cup, the pioneers of reusables in Australia, and we saw them as the symbol of credibility and a perfect partner for us. And we co-designed it with them. We gave them our cup dye lines, said this is what we sort of wanted, and then they had so much expertise as well. But so we brought those out and basically we can't change our model to wash all the cups. It's just it doesn't quite fit, unfortunately, as much as I would love to remove all packaging. But we do a 10% off every time you reuse the Go Bowl, which
So if I brought this in clean and I filled it up and I put it on the scale?
Yep, so they'll tear it off for you, the
Yeah.
weight of it, and
Yeah.
then they'll put 10% off on top of that. And then they'll wash it for you after.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
dry it and then hand it back to you. So
Or I can leave, wash it, and bring it back.
for sure, yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool. But yeah, 10% is well above market average for a percentage off for reusing. And we've got this goal. It doesn't sound like much when you say it out loud, but like as a percentage of our transactions, trying to get our reuse rate up. So it was like when we first started, it was like 0.01%. But over time, we've got it to 0.8%. And our last month was our record, which was 1.3% of all transactions were in a reusable bowl, which was like over 20,000 transactions, which was pretty cool. So we've promised everyone if it gets to 3%, we're going to do a free Yo-Chi and a Go Bowl day. So we're sort of trying to make a community movement and like just, put our money where our mouth is with it.
Progress over perfection.
Yeah.
You know, and every step counts and every little step in the right direction. These are absolutely gorgeous. And I love that you did bring it in and it's the brown one that's soil, which is where it all starts in the food industry, isn't it?
At Yo-Chi, we've made a Lamington yogurt. So, for example, we've done a coconut raspberry. You're going to put it in the same machine as the chocolate and there'll be a middle handle. So it'll be a coconut raspberry.
As part of this collab?
Yeah, as part of the collab. So we've got a yogurt that tastes like Tokyo Lamington, which is really cool. And then we've also got the sauce that they use to dip the Lamingtons. We're putting that as a topping for.
So it's really telling that whole story.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Lamington takeover. We've never done a full takeover before. It's like
it's great.
Yeah,
so you got everything. You've got the yogurt, you got the toppings, and then you've got the sauce.
So that just sounds delicious.
I actually can't wait to see the creations which people make.
Yeah,
and how they do it.
It'll be cool.
So on social media, are you guys going to have a special hashtag or a special tag, or just go for it and just see what the community.
We should mention Yuya,
yeah. So it's funny. A couple of years ago, we met this illustrator in Tokyo. He loved our brand, and we explained, we're Tokyo Lamingtons, this is what we do. And, we started talking. I was like, look, this is our logo. This is our brand colors. Make us a logo, rebrand us, do whatever you want. It's all up to you. Did it. 2 weeks later, we thought, nothing's going to happen. Couple of weeks later, he comes in, he's like, here you go, here's the new rebrand. And it's the one on the box now. Like, there's little figurines he's done, little illustrations, all drawn by hand. Really amazing. So we've actually enlisted him to help with our collaboration branding.
Yeah.
He's created the most beautiful little illustrations for Yo-Chi and Tokyo Lamington.
Oh, that's
it's super
brilliant.
exciting.
Very, very cute. Like Yo-Chi Bear with Eddie and Min characters with little miniature Lamingtons on the Yo-Chi. Like
you heard it here first.
It is so cute. And he's doing little
awesome.
animations for us, and it's been really cool to work with him. He's in this tiny town in Japan. And
he is.
He's making the artwork for this huge collaboration.
He probably doesn't know how big it is.
Literally millions of people will see.
Exactly. And that's what I love. Like, we could have gone to like big companies to go rebrand and do this, but you know what? I love choosing these small illustrators. There's got so much more of a story to them.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he's actually hand drawing each one by one. So every time you see in the group chat, the marketing team goes back and forth. He's probably like, got to redo it. But look, I love that. And I think that's such an important part of this. So it's like it helps tell that story, and people will keep those little postcards.
For sure.
Well, if there's one thing that you would love our listeners to take away from listening to this podcast and understanding how collaborations can just not only bring joy, be good business sense, and when businesses are aligned, that there's a lot more you can do because you're amplifying your audiences, you're working together, you're sparking new ideas. Would you encourage other entrepreneurs and businesses out there to explore more collaborations?
For sure. Reach out. You never know what might happen from it. Might be the best thing or nothing might happen, but you got nothing to lose. And I think you can get so from a practical point of view, you can get so much from sharing audiences, especially when our audience will love Tokyo Lamington will love Yo-Chi, and you sort of share that or that work that groundswell work that we've done over the years. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. I think just take the chance. Take the chance, reach out to the big boys if you want to do it, and just try. I think the only word of advice I've got is just be wary. Like, just make sure you align as brands together.
For sure.
And if you're going to put too much thought into making it work, then it's probably not going to work most of the time. We've had brands come to us who was just like, I try to envision how this is going to look, and it just doesn't. Look, it makes sense financially to do it, but will the customer get anything from it? Probably not. And I think that's what matters. It's not just about bringing those dollars in at the time. It's got to make sense as businesses.
Now, we have a lot of food producers across Australia that listen to our podcast, and some of them are quite boutique, quite artisan. And Eddie knows this. We often send, if a producer wants to get in contact with either of you, or, maybe has a surplus of quince syrup or something, would you be welcomed? Like, would you welcome something like that? Or,
Absolutely.
do you put it in the pipeline for R&D? And
look, I love things like that. I love it when people come to us with, look, I've got this problem, let's fix it. And we'll just turn it into a Lamington of some sort.
We love doing things that have never been done before. And listening to a few of your episodes, I know there's a few people out there who can probably bring things that have never been done before, especially I always say with like Yo-Chi's got a megaphone to the youth right now, and we can introduce them to them so many cool things. And I love introducing flavors. Like finger lime's probably my favorite when I introduce like masses of people to fresh finger limes. So please love that stuff.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we'll do it. Guarantee. Now, are you guys up for some quick fire?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to start with you, Ollie.
Okay.
Favorite Yo-Chi topping?
Finger lime when it's in season.
And then when this collab hits, it'll be the Tokyo Lamington one.
Yeah, mini Lamingtons.
Favorite Yo-Chi yogurt flavor?
Signature tart.
That's mine.
Oh,
I love it.
Wins.
Has to be.
Biggest business risk?
So getting people wrong.
One word your team would use to describe you?
Nice, I'd hope. Chilled. Creative.
Eddie, I'm going to go to you. Favorite Lamington flavor?
OG. Has to be the OG.
Coffee or matcha?
Oh, coffee in the morning, matcha in the afternoon.
All right. And what are 3 ingredients that are always in your fridge?
Gruyere cheese, because I'm a cheese fiend. Milk, eggs.
Okay.
Same.
Ollie.
Basics.
3 ingredients that are in your fridge.
Oh, I've got Chodomoto honey at the moment.
Oh, yes.
Always got Kewpie mayo.
Yep.
Always. What's a good last one? Butter. Sorry.
Butter?
Butter on everything's so good.
Okay, now this is for both of you, and you can just go back and forth if you'd like. Hire for attitude or experience?
I go attitude.
Yeah, attitude as well.
Yep.
One app you cannot run your business without?
Oh, look, I think it'd be hard to run a business without Google and Instagram these days. Like Deputy, Brostring, that kind of stuff. I think, yes, it's important.
Yeah, TikTok has been huge for us.
Yeah.
Could still run it without it, but it's been amazing.
But imagine running it without those.
Yeah.
That we're so used to it.
Like Tanda, who pay everyone. It's important.
Yes.
All right. Who gets the first phone call when something amazing happens in your life?
Oh, that's a tough one. Usually my parents.
Yeah, parents. Old man, normally.
Yep.
Finish this sentence. Success is ...
For me, maybe as an individual doing exactly what you feel like you're meant to be doing. I think that's what success is, and that is different for everyone. So, yeah, I think if you feel like what you're doing is right for who you are, then that's the success.
Yeah, doing what makes you happy.
Do you think entrepreneurs are born or made?
Ooh. I think they're made. I think they learn from experiences. Good entrepreneurs will, they don't just finish uni or finish school and go find their career and, make their own jobs. I think they go work for people, they learn off people, they get mentors, and they work their way up. And then you learn how to do that. You make yourself.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit of both. I think you have to have a curious mind. If you don't have a curious mind, you're not going to, and be like somewhat of a risk taker. And I think those things cannot always be trained. People like to be more comfortable, but yeah, without a curious mind, you can't go to Tokyo and bring back Lamingtons.
Yeah. Yes. Japanese Lamingtons.
Japanese Lamingtons.
And a hell of a lot of initiative.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. And risk taking. I think we just take a hell of a lot of risks.
For sure.
It's amazing. I would never imagine the amount of risks that I've taken so far with this business on me doing that when I was young. Like younger Eddie would never do that.
Right. And what advice would you give your younger Eddie?
Take the chance and do it. Just do it.
Ollie?
Stay true to yourself. Stay curious.
Well, metaphorically, what does straight to the source mean to you?
I think it's knowledge and learning from producers. Learning where things come from, learning like a certain ingredient, like where it might be from in Australia. I've been on so many tours with you. I think still my favorite tour I've been with you is the one to Lake Eyre. We went to the seafood producers.
That's awesome.
Look, I'm not the biggest seafood fan, but you know what? That was amazing, that trip. We were diving down, getting fresh abalone, and it was amazing. And I think straight to the source is really important because you get taught where food comes from. Like we ate wombat that day.
We did. We worked with the indigenous community. We didn't just go out and eat
caveat.
Yes.
For me, I think there's nothing more human than growing food or sourcing food. So I've got a big green thumb and love agriculture and horticulture. And I think why I love it so much is because I think it's one of the most human things you can do is grow your own food or find your own food. So yeah, big, deep meaning for me.
Yeah.
And what are you growing now, Ollie?
I have finger limes. I'm a bit finger lime obsessed.
Yeah.
And how many colors? How many varieties?
Oh my gosh. My garden's probably got 37 varieties.
Wow.
They're awfully prickly.
Yeah, very prickly. Yeah, It doesn't look good on my arms when I'm working on them. But the colors range from purple, pink, green, translucent, rainbow. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in closing, is there anything else that you'd like to tell our listeners about this collaboration or leave us thinking about?
Make sure you get in quick to get the collaboration because everyone says how limited it is, but it is actually pretty limited.
How long is it going to run for?
The yogurt and the sauce will last a month or so. The Lamingtons could be within 3 days to 7 days.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And is there any plans to perhaps extend it?
Oh, look, potentially. It depends on the kitchen if we can do it. Already we're up to about 5,000 kilos of Lamington that we're producing at the moment. But look, we're producing as much as we possibly can. Yes.
We're pushing to the limits.
I think the hardest thing is we want to make a product which we're proud of and we're happy with, and we want it to go into the bowl perfect as we made it. So we don't want to rush, and we want to make it the perfect experience.
So how are you going to maintain the integrity of the mini Lamington when everyone is like, they're going to use tongs or they're going to just pick them up individually? And are they allowed to have more than one? Is there going to be a limit, a cap?
They're like a Lamington. They're quite sturdy. They'll be able to be scooped up and put in. But
they'll stand up. They'll be on the bowl. They'll be able to pick it up. Maybe get a pair of tweezers on each station. They could chef it up on the bowl.
Yeah, handmade with love from Eddie. So pretty special.
Yes. You're doing great work, so keep it up. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening in. We hope you enjoyed the conversations.
And a special thank you to Seaway Logistics for their partnership in this series, where leadership meets the future of food.